Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Brew Time. It's that time again. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. You know what we do. We bring our coffee, juice, water, tea, whatever we're wanting to sip on as we brew on the subject matter at hand. If you are new to Morning Brew Time, welcome. We love that you're here with us. And if you are not new, you've been watching, welcome back. So glad to be with you all today. And it's Second Sunday. And on Second Sunday, it is about our wellness, our total body. So we talk about different things, body, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's about our whole person wellness. So we are brewing wellness today, and I'm excited about this subject matter we're going to brew on because I am on a wellness journey. And Morning Brew Time came because I wanted to share things that I've learned throughout my lifetime, and I just hope that it will help you in your life journey. And that's why we have Morning Brew Time. And so with the wellness part, that's very big and dear to my heart, and the older I get, the more important it is. So I have been thinking about exercise a lot lately, and I thought, hey, let's brew on this. Let's brew with my friends and see how we can help one another. And so I have my coffee, everybody. You know, this is my good coffee. It's a healthy coffee for me. And I love it. It helps me in my weight goals. And so I have my coffee with me. Get your water, tea, juice, and let's get ready. Let me sip. Hold on. I love it. And I'm going to tell you, I use heavy whipping cream in mine. It has to say heavy whipping cream, but it is very, very good. It just gives it a different taste, very creamy, very homey. It just takes me back to when I was a kid. I don't know, but I love it in mine. And I try to go back to the other creamers. I can't do it. It is just something about the heavy whipping cream. It's light, less calories, and if you use it light, you can't use a whole bunch of it, like we do with the other cream. But it just gives that richness to it. I love it. Anyway, one more time. So glad to see you all. I hope that you've had a good week. I hope you have. And so we're going to talk about, is walking enough? I'm going to share from my own experience, and there's so much to being healthy, taking care of yourself. You can't do it all in one session, right? You just can't. Our talk, we have to have many talks about this. That's why we're having it every second Sunday. We have to have many talks about it because there's so many areas to cover. But I do want to share what I've been focusing in on lately. So some years back, I've always been somewhat athletic. Let me just start there. I exercised, I danced. I've always been sort of, yeah, pretty athletic from a little kid when I can remember. I remember that. And so it's been a part of my life. And as you know, if you're middle aged, you know in your 20s and in your 30s, your body will do basically what you want it to do. If I wanted to just, cut back on my eating and just walk, it just seemed like the pounds would just come on off. My body would do what I wanted it to do. But then something happened. Something happened. And I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but the walking wasn't enough. I don't even know if anybody else has. Thank you for joining me today. I was walking, cutting back, and my body was not responding, right? And I'm thinking, what is this? I know walking is good. They tell you to walk. The doctors tell you to walk, right? I couldn't figure it out for the longest, and I got frustrated, and I just really was puzzled. And then I was like, well, man, if it's not going to work, well, what else can I do? Because I was used to my body responding. My body would, if I would go walking and I cut back on what I was eating, it just go away. Now I'm at a point, this is not enough. What's going on? So I thought to myself, well, if I just pick up my walking, like walk more, right? Maybe that'll do it. So what I decided to do, I saw over Christmas time this little video of these lightweight tread machines that you can buy. And the awesome thing about it is that you can buy it and put it under your desk. They're small enough to where you can put it on your desk and you can be walking and working at the same time, right? And I was like, ooh, this is nice. I'm going to try it. I said, well, I'm going to get one that is, people like it. The reviews are great, but I'm not for those big clunky ones, very heavy and all that. That's old to me. So I found a lightweight one and I started walking. So I would walk every day. And I still do, walk every day while I'm walking. Monday through Friday, I'm getting my walking in. I'm like, this is great. I know I'm going to come on down because I'm walking. And I would burn good calories and everything. I'm just doing really well. And what I was doing for myself also was taking out the excuse of not walking. I'm like, well, oh, I didn't tell you this. I stand part of the day when I'm working. So because of the blood flow, it's not good to sit all day long. In all these years, I didn't know that until a few years ago. I started thinking about it. I said, this is not good for my body. So I started standing part of the day when I work. Got one of those adjustable desks and everything, just because I understood the blood flow wasn't great just sitting for 8 hours. You get up for lunch, it's still not enough. You get up to go to the restroom for a break, it's still not enough. So anyway, I'm just telling you my journey. So that was good for me. So because of that, the first thing I do of the day is stand, and then the second half of the day I sit. So I was like, hey, I'm standing anyway. I could be walking. So I walk, and I walk probably about an hour and a half. You might think that's long, but when your mind is kind of distracted, you're working, it really goes by. And if someone doesn't want to do that, What if you're looking at your favorite show, looking at the news, you know, something that distracts you, and you're walking? You're taking the excuse out of not walking. Taking the excuse out of it. So walking is great, and I realize it's great for cardio, right? It's great for the heart. It gets the blood flowing. You're feeling better, right? Things are working. The blood is flowing. But you all, still, it wasn't enough. I was like, man, like my waistline is not doing like I wanted to. Okay, so we think about our diet. We all know we need to pull away from some things. We all know sugar is number one, right? And we all, you might not know, but white potatoes, your white rice, and your pastas, they turn into sugar. So you have to pull back from a lot of that and incorporate more vegetables, leafy vegetables. There are a lot of those out there. Look it up. Leafy vegetables are very important. Salads are very important. Okay. It's not just I like salad. It's you need it. If you can't, there's so many different types of greens. You got your Brussels sprouts. If you learn how to cook them real good, I cut mine and brown them in the skillet. Okay, maybe I'll do a show of of how I cook things and season them. But anyway, the point is that you've got to also change your diet, right? That goes along with it, and we know that. Okay. However, my waistline still wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, right? My hips were not doing what I wanted them to do. So I'm like, something else has got to happen. What is it? One day I was out walking, because I'll walk Monday through Friday, right, at work on the little treadmill, right? But sometimes on the weekend, I'll get out and walk around my neighborhood. Well, I passed this workout gym place, and I hadn't been to a gym in a long time. And if I did, it would be a gym where I could go in and decide what I wanted to do. How many of us have done that? You go in, you're like, I'll join a gym and I'll get on the treadmill. Everybody starts there and, do a few weights and things like that. Well, I passed by this gym. It looked interesting. I hadn't been to one in a long time, and I've heard about different ones and where people are really working out, and it looks like they're having fun. But for me, it was just like, I'll just walk. Well, when I looked in, it looked like the people were having a good time. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. I looked inside because you could see through the window, and then I just walked off. I was like, oh, okay. I walked on and continued. Well, one of the workers came out, and he said, I saw you were looking in. He said, come in, let me show you what we do. And I was like, oh, I don't know. He said, it won't take long. So I went in and I looked at what they did, and I was like, this is interesting. And he said, well, I'll give you 2 trials where you can come to 2 classes, try it out, see if you like it. And I thought to myself, well, that's pretty good too. I'll give me 2 workouts in. You all, I came back the following weekend to try it out and fell in love with it. I mean, something said to me, this is what you're needing in it. You're needing something that is more, where you have to use more energy, something that will make you use more energy while you're exercising, and something that's already planned for you. Because again, I used to do it myself. I didn't have a personal trainer. I didn't have anybody showing me anything. I knew what to do, what machines to get on in the gym, and it would work. But again, that wasn't working anymore. But this, for me, just changed my perspective, my life, and my perspective about my body in this time of my life. So I decided to join you all, and I'm telling you, I've been there 2 months, about 2 months now. My body responded. And what I realized is that doing one thing like the walking is great, is important. So it's not to replace walking, because it's for your cardio, right? For the heart. That's very important to keep that heart working, that muscle working, right? But I'm going to say also, we need a planned workout. Whether it's at one of those gyms that plan it out for you, or you get a personal trainer. Or there are some things online. So if you decide I'm just going to be at a gym, that's what I like. There's some things online where you can tell it your goals, and it will tell you each time what you're to do and how long to do it. So what I'm saying to you is we've got to do more than just walking if we're wanting our goals met, and if you're wanting your body to change. Because what I realized in these classes is that some of these muscles I have, I'm not using. I'm not using them. Walking's not getting it. Right? So some of the exercises will target certain areas. Right? Walking is not going to target your arms. It's not going to target the strength of your arms. Now, I thought about this morning what I saw this weekend. I saw this lady. We were waiting to cross the street, and she had 2 water bottles in her hand. And I am really big now on strength exercises, strengthening your body, making sure you're strong. So this lady, she probably was like maybe, she could have been late 60s, maybe 70s walking, but she had 2 water bottles in her hand. Those were her weights. The 2 water bottles were her weights. And while we were waiting, she was like doing exercises with them. And I realized, I said, is she using those for weights? I was like, wow. She took the excuse out of, oh, I can't lift those weights at the gym. She took the excuse out of it. So if there's someone watching and you're like, I can't lift weights, I bet you can lift a bottle. They're 1 pound each. And you can work your way up. Yes. So this is what I realized, that some of the muscles that needed to be worked, needed to be toned, I needed from this gym. I needed from a planned workout. And my body is responding, and I'm loving it. There's another thing I want to point out, everybody. The importance of working out and the importance of walking plays a big part in the oxygen that's going through your body, right? But when you incorporate at least 3 times a week a workout, not just walking, I'm saying, everyone, walking is important. Don't stop that. But we need at least 3 times a week a workout. Okay? It's more than walking, right? The importance, I believe, of that is to increase the oxygen, because the oxygen then goes to the brain. And the reason I'm saying this is because some of us may be experiencing like memory loss, can't remember well, fog in your mind. You're like, man, you think that I'm just getting old. But I believe that many of us will be helped if we were to increase our exercising habits. There's not enough oxygen possibly that's getting to your brain. There's not enough oxygen that's getting to the brain. And you may be thinking these are just signs of me getting old, getting older. Oh, I'm reaching that age. But sometimes we just don't know certain things, right? So the oxygen is very important. Breathing is very important, because the oxygen needs to get to the brain. I need you to think about that, my friends. It's not just about age. Many people don't know this. But we have got to exercise more, have more, just using our bodies more to get that oxygen up. And I will say, since I have been working out, not just walking, but working out, my focus has changed. My thinking has changed. So I had to share the benefits of working out for me. And I believe it'll help you too. Strengthening is important. Sometimes we can concentrate on just getting smaller. And many ladies do this, right? We just got to get into that dress, or some of my old clothing I love to wear. I've got to just shed these pounds so I can get in it and look good. But I have to say, ladies, it's not enough to get smaller. Men also, it's not enough to get smaller. But you want to be strong. What if somebody's not around to help you? Sometimes we're just not thinking about it. The forearms, right? The muscles there. Weak. Can't lift things. You need to be strong also. It helps your bones. Strengthening the muscles around your bones and your joints. It's not about just being slimmer. It's not just about living longer. But it's also the quality of life. What quality of life do you want? I remember seeing a lady, and I just felt so sorry, but it just really got me thinking. She could not lift her groceries out of her buggy to put on the conveyor belt. I mean, she could barely do it. She could barely do it. And I thought to myself, am I really preparing myself for life later on? What kind of life or quality of life do I want? And sometimes we just don't think about it, ladies. It's not at the forefront of our mind that we need to be strong too. I have been challenged in my workout routines to do push-ups. Like, walking's not going to do that. And I'm realizing what's strong and what's not. My legs are strong. Yes. And that's a good thing. But my back muscles, my my torso, my arm, that's important for the quality of life that I want. Not just living long, not just being slim, but the quality of life that I need or I want. I thought about it. I was like, I need to be able to, if my husband wasn't around and I needed to lift something, like, getting the groceries. Some of them can be heavy, like a pack of water, Those can be heavy. I'm like, and that you need to practice. You need to get that up, girl, because what if he's not around? Right? So I hope that I shared some things that will challenge you, encourage you, and get you to thinking about the kind of life that you want for yourself and how you want to take care of your body. Because I have been thinking about it so much lately. And adding the workout routine at least 3 to 4 times a week for me has been life-changing. It truly, truly has, in all sorts of ways. Again, that oxygen getting to my brain like it should. It's helping my memory, help me not to have brain fog. It's clearer. The focus is there. I can tell the difference. But many of us just don't know that. We don't know we're not getting enough oxygen. And we think that it's just we're getting, no. It's not just that. You are needing more. I will say to you that in my 20s and 30s, exercising was something that I got to do. I get to exercise, or I want to exercise, right? But when you get beyond 40, it truly is a non-negotiable. It's not just fun anymore. It's just like water. Some people I know don't like to drink water, but water is very, very important, right? If not, your kidneys they will scream out because they're not being able to be flushed out and cleaned out. Water is important. It is a non-negotiable. And I'm here to tell you that workouts, you can start small. You can start small. Even if you have to get a personal trainer for a little bit, start there. Do something. You got to have your workouts in addition to your walking. It is a non-negotiable, my friends. And that is what I've learned. I care about you, and that's why I share with you what I've learned, and I hope that it helps. I truly do. And I pray that you do have a long life, a healthy life, and a quality life that you want. I love you all. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you, and just let me know what you think in your comments. I pray that you have a fantastic day and a prosperous week, a healthy week. And I will see you next time on Morning Brew Time. Love you all. Bye.